Yeah, as you listen to it, just be shaking up some margaritas and just think about how far you're trying to go. How many margaritas you trying to get tonight? At least one. Maybe two, maybe three. See how crazy it gets. See how crazy it gets.
Crazy enough for 4? I don't know.
Crazy enough for 4?
Or
5?
maybe 5.
Just, put that shaker down. 4 is good. 4 is good.
Welcome to the Chip and Cern Show, the podcast about everything and nothing at the same time. They were possibly separated at birth, only to be rejoined to create the sweet sounds that will caress your deepest cochlea. The show is real, random, rant-filled, and ruthless. Please be warned that the show may hurt your feelings, offend your grandma, and even kick your dead dog in the balls. So get ready, and let's get this shit started.
This shit has started. I'm Chip.
I'm Cern.
And you were listening to the Chip and Cern Show.
Yes, once again, or very possibly for the first time. Here
we are. Now, we had the best of intentions for doing an early recording session this week. We were going to do it on Sunday, which, life comes at you quick, and for busy guys like the Chip and Cern, just can't make it happen. even though the intention
it's my dad's birthday on Sunday too. So
oh yeah, that's not going to work. But it always like a light bulb in my head around like 6:30 or 7 at night on when we said we were going to record. It's like ding, and it's like, oh yeah, you were going to record with Cerny.
I remember at 8 o'clock. I was like, that's too late now.
Like yeah, that's not going to happen. That's not going to happen. But what is happening, and we've discussed probably ad nauseum to some Cerny Sluts and Chipmunks opinions, but the Oakland Athletics are seemingly on their way to Las Vegas, but hold the phone.
They can't get a deal done.
They can't get it done. Can't get it done. But tonight, I believe, or sometimes this week, is what the Oakland A fans are calling a reverse boycott. Where they are coming, showing the momentous support that they can offer, and it's not the fans' problem, it's the ownership problem. So they're flooding the Oakland Coliseum with fans, and they're all wearing these green Oakland A shirts that say "sell" on them, which I do like. I do like that part.
Now, so they're going to flood the stadium, so they're going to go from about 2,400 to 4,800 people. They're going to double their attendance.
I will be very curious to see what sort of numbers come out for the reverse boycott. If let's just give the A's the benefit of the doubt and say their average attendance this year, which we know this is being incredibly generous, is 5,000.
Yeah, let's see.
So
I'll look it up.
I would think for a reverse boycott, 15. I don't think. Do you think they're getting 20,000 there? There's no chance they're getting 20,000 people.
So in 2022, it was 7,900.
Oh, okay. I mean, they've had games where they're sub 3,000, right? This year, multiple different occasions, less than 3,000 fans.
Yeah, I think there was like 2,200 at one point.
Okay, so 20,000 is not crazy.
It says their average is 15, but I'll be wondering if is that like the first couple games, and then they just. I want to see what it says as of late.
Yeah, give me the 7-day rolling average of the attendance there, please. Not some. Yeah, you got to take out some of the outliers there, but Cerny,
looks like it's like more recently. It's about 8,800 people.
Okay. So they should. So then 20,000, they should be able to double with the reverse boycott. If you're getting the internet behind it,
I think.
Yeah.
I don't know.
I get the. What do you think? I get the symbolism of like, hey, we're here to support, but then you're also just filling the pockets of a guy who clearly doesn't give a fuck.
He's just gonna take it anyway.
Yeah. He's like, thanks for the bonus or whatever.
It's like, remember the Reds were doing it too. Remember they're like wearing bags and shit over their heads.
Oh man, the MLB needs to figure something out with these lame duck ownership.
Yeah,
groups.
and it's funny because they had like paper bags on their heads, and like it was like I think it was on one of those national televisions, and they were like going to interview some of the people with the bags in their heads, and like the what are those the ushers?
Yeah.
Came down and like, hey, you got to take that off.
Oh, they were trying to squash it.
I know.
Oh man.
I told them, fuck you. I pay for my seat. I'm wearing this.
I'll wear a damn bag over my head. You can't fucking stop me. Like a grocery, like a Trader Joe's grocery paper bag.
Like, they cut little holes in the eyes. The usual.
Nice
embarrassment.
Love it. I love it. Oh man. Well, we'll see what the boycott is, but you saw your power rankings. The A's pulled themselves up off the cellar floor, and what?
According to CBS, I always go to CBS Sports. I think he's the fairest of the group. He's number 29.
Oh,
even though they are one game. Well, they have one less win than the Royals.
Oh.
Yeah, he wrote, word has gotten back to me that the A's were angry for all the negative things I said this season. That's why they just won 2 road series against the top NL Central teams, even if top is a stretch.
Hey, you got to start somewhere.
Great power rankings fame is such a burden, but I've come to accept it. But if I'm used to motivate baseball's worst teams and a few victories, that's just the cost of business. Anyway, congrats on 29th place, A's.
Nice. I like it.
The Royals is the worst team in baseball. And this one made me laugh. It said the A's should have had the 30th spot permanently sewn up for the rest of the season. Atrocious stuff in KC.
I like how he's still throwing shade on the A's in the 30 spot still. I haven't heard one thing of note. I honestly forgot the Royals were even a team. I hadn't heard one thing about them this year. Do they have an interesting prospect?
And they have Bobby Witt Jr., but I don't know if he's living up to the hype.
George Brett's kid, right?
Bobby Witt's kid.
Oh, I've seen this guy. Yeah. He's got like a mullet thing going on, kind of.
Yeah. Although, when they say it's like, oh, he's not performing, it's like, well, who does he got to back him up in the lineup?
Yeah, they just pitch around him like no problem.
Yeah. I like that. So they just swept the Brewers.
Ah.
So the Brewers, on his little power rankings, he has them 13th right now. But it says negative run differential, 500 on the road, barely above 500 at home, swept by the A's in a home series. Say hello to the class in the NL Central.
Yeah, with their decrepit stadium that apparently the MLB is pressing them to spend, what is it, $400 million I saw to spruce it up?
No. It's like, well, what about Oakland? Oakland's been decrepit for a decade.
They have an entire seating section that they just don't open up because it's so atrocious, and they just don't.
I mean, they've had opened up since Jeter killed him with the side pitch.
Getting
Jeremy Giambi.
Fucking no slide motherfucker Jeremy Giambi coming in standing up, doesn't want to sully his baseball pants, so he gets tagged out by one Jorge Posada.
Yeah, that's true.
I remember I saw that play live.
Yeah, me too.
What is this, like the 98 playoffs or some shit like that, probably?
Oh, I think it was in maybe the early 2000s.
The early odds, as they call it. But Jeter just did the throw, did it get past the cutoff, or was it over the cutoff person? Jeter was just like in between first and home.
Late to the.
And he just did this like shuffle, sort of no-look shuffle pass to the catcher. That combined with not sliding, and I don't think he was really barreling home. Those
2001.
Oh, okay, nice. Oh yeah, this is the 9/11 year too, when it wasn't it Mets Yankees something?
Yeah, I think it was something like that.
Giuliano.
No, 2001 wasn't that? That was. Excuse me. Hold on. I think that was the Yankees.
D-backs?
D-backs, yeah, because I think that's when the D-backs won with Luis Gonzalez's single.
Off, Mo Rivera. That, like, duck fart just... I couldn't believe it. Fucking splinters.
Sawed him off.
I was like, holy shit. And Mariano Rivera was still one of the best closers of all time.
Oh, yeah.
So,
and especially at that point, he's at the top of his game.
Oh, yeah. Just, yeah.
Like when he came in, I was
regularly.
like, fuck, lights out. Because that was like game 7, I believe. So I was like, this is the game.
Yeah.
When he comes in.
And he regularly would turn bats into kindling. That was the bloody...
Yeah, the bloody sock with Schilling.
Bloody sock?
And, oh, no. I think the bloody sock was
Schilling.
Boston.
That was on the Red Sox.
Yeah,
but Schilling was on this team? Randy Johnson?
Yeah, I think didn't Randy and Kurt Schilling were like co-MVPs,
Now I gotta
right?
look it up. Okay.
I think they were co-MVPs.
2001 World Series. Considering one of the greatest World Series matchups, they said underdog. They beat him 4-3. Memorable aspects including 2 extra game innings and 3 late inning comebacks. Yes, Randy Johnson and Kurt Schilling, co-MVPs on that one. So, oh yeah, it was September 11th. September 11th. Remember they had to start the World Series a little bit later?
Oh,
because
they shut down baseball and all that stuff, yeah.
That's right. George W. Bush, the war criminal, threw out a ceremonial first pitch before Game 3 at Yankee Stadium.
War criminal. Wow, I said that? Wow.
That's right from Wikipedia. Here's what they were pulling in here at Yankee Stadium for Games 3, 4, and 5, pulling in 55,000 plus in attendance. And then the Diamondbacks pulling in 49, like basically 50,000. So these are some.
That's a whole season for the A's.
Yeah,
collectively.
That is, man. This is some serious. Oh, Roger Clemens was on. Wow. Oh yeah, Bong Young Kim. He gave it up in Game 4 walk-off, I believe. Who hit that home run? Let me see. Now I'm getting 2.
Bernie Williams.
Yeah. Wow, Dave Justice was on and Tino Martinez. Oh, this is going old school.
Yeah.
Wow.
In our heyday.
For sure. Game 5, the walk-off, Scott Brocious. Scott Brocious,
yep.
I do remember that one. Oh, man. That's wild. Game 7. Alfonso Soriano.
Oh, that's right.
Yeah.
He was on the Yankees at that point in time.
Oh, man. That was some good baseball back then.
Yeah, it was.
Man. Well, I had an incident in the garage, and I feel like this will speak to you because I could imagine this has happened to you before. But I have all these tubs in my garage and these racks, certain, like a normal garage, right?
Mm-hmm.
And so I'm like, I need something from one of these tubs, but of course I've stacked other tubs in front, so now I have to like clear the way. So you can either like do it the right way and totally clear it out and make it easy, or you can kind of try to like finagle and see if you could lift up the lid where there's other boxes and try to squeeze out what you need.
That's what I would do.
Yeah. So I thought about doing that too, but I had a big box of, remember during, I was making hot sauce during COVID when everyone just was like, I'm going to start like 3 or 4 side businesses.
Yeah.
Making sourdough bread and hot sauce. And I had all these little bottles, these hot sauce bottles. Yeah. I'm going to be a chef now all of a sudden. So I had this big box of glass bottles on there. So I moved that off and I picked it up, but it had some other shit that was just on top. And I picked it up and I'm like, oh, okay, I'm going to move it. And I feel something rolling, like do. And I'm like, oh yeah, there's a dumbbell on here.
Uh-oh.
And of course, I'm in my bare feet.
Yep.
And I feel it, but I have it. I'm positioned correctly, so the dumbbell kind of rolls into my chest, and I'm like kind of, using your arms to like try to. I'm like, okay, I'm not going to let this. Yeah, stabilize. I'm like, breathe through. It'll be okay. Just do it. I moved it, put it over there, put it down, got what I needed, and then in my head, I'm like, whatever you do, don't forget about this dumbbell, and put the dumbbell somewhere not so dumb, where it's going to fucking fall off. Okay. Put everything back. Of course, I forgot to put the dumbbell back.
Yep.
Then I'm like, oh man, I need one more thing from that box. And I have restacked everything on top of the box. So I'm unstacking it off and I'm getting at it from a different angle. This time, when I pick it up, I feel that same thing. I'm like, oh, there's the dumbbell. And I'm like, uh-oh, that's on the other side of the box. Here it comes crashing down right onto my big toe, 12 pounds.
Oh.
Literally right onto my big toe. And I was like, fuck. And I'm holding this glass, like I can't. So I wore it right on the big toe, and I'm like, oh, it could, like, this is one thing, like, it just breaks your toe or something.
Yeah.
But today, I'm looking, it's good. Somehow it made it, but,
wow.
And then I did actually move the dumbbell back, but
Always
I feel
takes
like,
the injury.
Yeah. But
I had that the other day. I was moving something. There was a big, I was in my bare feet, and I was moving.
Why is it always, I was barefooted.
I don't know. And I had bumped this big slab of wood that was there, and it wobbled, and I was like, "Ooh, I should probably move that." and then I was like, and then I got sidetracked.
Yep.
And then I went back like, "Oh, I need that thing," so I moved this board, bumped the wood, came crashing, just fucked my ankle up. I mean, it was like boom. I was like, "Oh, fuck!"
Did it take a divot out?
Oh yeah, pretty good sized divot, and it was right on the bone, so it was all blue, and I was like, God damn it, I didn't listen to myself the first time.
I know. So now all weight heavy things are on the ground, as I could see them now, but dumbbell to the toe, not advisable.
No,
or a giant piece of lumber to the ankle.
And it was one of those big solid piece of oak that I'd cut, and it was still, it's in there drying. I put it in the garage to dry, so I'd cut it from a tree.
Oh.
So I was like, oh, I can use this. It's a good piece of wood. So I was letting it dry, but it was still heavy. It was heavy. And I was like, oh, fuck. Oh. It was probably about 5 minutes from when I thought, I should probably move that.
Dude, I mean, I'm telling you, it's the same thing. I don't know. I wish. But the other shoes, I would have just put on sandals or like slip-on Vans.
Flip-flops, little slides
so like,
or whatever there,
basically negligible in terms of actual protection, foot protection.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
It's not like I was putting on some steel toes, boots or something, like lacing those things up. It didn't matter what it was. I was gonna wear it. But yeah, it did. It didn't tickle, that's for sure. But I'm also glad. I'm glad I'm not stronger. And it wasn't like a 40-pound dumbbell.
Oh yeah, that would have annihilated the toe.
It's just my toes.
Turn to powder.
Because I feel like if you didn't have your big toe, your balance would be a little. Would you be a little bit?
When I broke my toe, it was the.
Oh yeah, that was like last year, right?
Yeah. It was some way less than a dumbbell. It kicked the back of Robin's leg by accident and fucking broke it.
Just like you hit it at the wrong angle and it just...
Yeah, it was just like the perfect angle because it wasn't even like I was like kicking or anything. I was walking and I had slides on and she had stopped. I was looking to the left and I had just kicked it. And I was like, it was like this... I heard the crack like in my head and I was like, holy shit. And like and it was like this radiating pain and I was like, oh, I like almost fell down. Like I had to like hold myself up and
she's like, what happened?
Yeah, she's like, what's going on? I got my toe. I was like complaining about it. We're on a walk too. And she was like, quit being a baby. I was like, listen, if anybody knows me, when I'm doing something, I usually get hurt regularly doing something, So I was like, what if I've been a baby? I was like, my fucking toe is killing me. And it was dismissed. But then later on, it was completely swollen and blue. And I
remember the picture that you sent. It was unsettling, to say the least.
It was fine. I had to like walk like on my balls of my feet.
You're walking on the side. You're walking like over pronating or whatever.
Yeah, exactly.
You go to the shoe store. You're like, could you give me insoles that will actually make me do horrible things to my feet?
To my butts.
Yeah, I don't want to walk on the outside of my feet at all. So give me some reverse insole or whatever.
Yeah. Oh, it was painful.
Yeah,
that was like my middle toe. It wasn't even the big one.
Ah. Oh, interesting. Wow. Did any permanent damage?
No, we're back to normal.
Did you lose your toenail?
No, I didn't.
Have you ever lost a toenail?
Yeah, that's pretty painful.
I do a lot of that running stuff. And one race I did, a fucking 100K race. So 62 miles of running. Yeah. I fucking deserve to lose my toenails after that. It was in Texas Hill Country. And they had all these, it was like, basically it felt like we were just running on granite the whole day. And there was all these little stones that were just like loose shell, like stones around. And I stubbed my toe. It felt like 150 times over the course of 15 hours that I was out there. And I like took my shoe off and like I was like, this toe is gone. It's just totally purple. But it oddly took a long time for the toenail to actually come off.
Yeah, it does. I think I stubbed my
surprised
toe a few times on like a sprinkler or something that was sticking up, and it took a long time for it. And finally, it was like, fuck. And it came off. Oh, it was painful.
Well, like what happened with mine, and I know we're getting in the gross zone, but whatever. It's sort of like it felt like my toenail started a new. It's just like, we're starting a new toenail, so it started the new growth, and it kind of just like pushed it.
Yeah,
pushed it off basically.
It off. Didn't fall off immediately, but it's the same thing. Oof.
But then it was kind of like flapping, like when you put your sock on it, you'd have to be careful.
Oh god, that's the worst.
But you know what? Who really hates it is the wives. And to just like put it around them and show it to them did bring me some sick pleasure.
To disgust them.
Yeah. And then I think when it actually came off, I think I tricked my kid like I ate it. I was like, like I did when they're 2 or 3, you can do the quick, you just slide a hand on the mouth like, I kind of ate this thing, and whoa, like
gross.
I'm sure they told everybody at school. Some weird fucking toenail eating freak.
His toenail came off and he ate it.
It's before my OnlyFans took off.
The feet finder.
Yeah, the foot fans. So, man, I wish that I could make some easy money like that. On OnlyFans.
My feet.
Yeah, it's like, sure. What do you want? I'll step in like Jell-O, $50 extra. I'll even pick the color Jell-O that you want. Whatever you want. I'll be as fucking freaky as you need to. Obviously, obviously you're going to get off to this. So let me know what itch you need to scratch.
And I'll help you scratch it.
I'm not going to put like wiggle my foot in duty or anything, but
oh god,
I have some self-respect. Not a lot, but I have some.
There's a line somewhere.
There's some line that has been drawn there, but yeah. But I don't know. I feel like that's probably it's probably the OnlyFans thing. You hear about it, and it's kind of like podcasting, right? Like, you hear like, Joe Rogan, $100 million, and people are like, I could do that. Or you hear some YouTuber making this. There's probably like 5 people making 6 figures on OnlyFans with their feet.
Yeah, it's only like top 1%.
Yeah. Oh, for sure. It's not. Yeah, it's the
0.5%.
Yeah, it's not. Everyone else is making fucking nothing. Making nothing.
Yeah.
But have we talked about the Super Mario Brothers movie?
You saw it, didn't you?
I did. I took the kids to see it. We had they announced some what's referred to as a RIF, RIF, reduction in force at work, aka the layoffs. I'm gonna tighten things up.
Tighten the belt.
So they had announced this, and it was a Friday, and I'm like, you know what? Doesn't matter right now? Work. You know what I could do? Go hang out with my kids.
Yeah,
that sounds like a fun thing to do. So I punched it up. Boom. We were the only people in the movie theaters. Plus matinee pricing.
Oh, there you
Score.
Score?
Like, well, if I don't have a job next week, at least we will have saved an extra $250 a ticket. It should help us get through another month or 2.
Yeah.
And I don't know what you heard, but I kind of heard things like, Chris Pratt's Mario voice is really, what's the piece about?
I don't think I even pay attention too much to that. So I had heard they were doing it, but that was the last thing.
That was the last thing?
Yeah.
I gotta say, it was a really good movie. I will watch it again when it comes out on whatever streaming platform. Highly recommended. So
there you go.
Yeah. And lots of good throwbacks to the games, of course.
Oh, so a little nostalgia there.
Little nostalgia in there for sure. Let's see what's pulling on. Okay, the tomato meter comes in at 59%, which is, that's not fair. That's certified rotten. But the audience score, 95%.
It's a big chasm. So usually if there's a big chasm like that, usually...
Who do you side with?
Depends on the genre. I think I'd probably something like that. I'd go with the audience because Super Mario. It's probably not in a critic's wheelhouse.
Yeah.
Sometimes if it's like one of those movies that's like makes you think and shit like that, and it's like a big chasm. Like it's like 95% with the critics, but it's like 50% of the audience. I'm like, it's probably a stinker. They probably just want to get some brownie points for they want to be on the
fluffing.
Yeah, right side of whatever the thought process of this movie is. But it's
I see what you're
entertaining.
saying. Yeah, I agree. Audience score is a good barometer to use for sure. So I'm aligned. 95%. I would say do it.
Washer's done. Alexa.
Oh, you're Alexa. Are you? I'm my connected home. I'm feeling like I want to get unconnected from it. Like it seems to be more of a hindrance.
Oh, I got mine running. We are on. So
you're working well with your connected home.
Yeah,
I need to figure something out.
The small switches and stuff like that.
Nice.
And so here's something that's probably funny. So Saturday, I was actually replacing our fan in our room. It's it was like the original fan. It like wobbles and creaks and stuff. So I was like, all right, it's time to replace it. So I turned the switches off. I didn't turn the power off. I just turned the switches off. And I was
classic Cerny move.
Yeah. Living life on the edge.
Yeah.
And so
it's only 110 to the ceiling fan, probably.
Yeah, and I've done the live ceiling fan by accident, and it stings. Don't get me wrong. Yeah. It stings. It does surprise the shit out of you. It hurts like hell. But so I was like, okay. So I had taken the wires off, like I unnutted the new one and was taking it off.
Yeah.
And I put the fan down. But so the wires were just hanging there from the ceiling.
Yeah.
I was like sitting there, looking at the instructions for the new one just in case. So I always glance over to make sure, because it's always one fucking step I forget and I have to take the whole damn thing apart. It happens every time.
Oh, you get it all mounted and you like turn it on and it's like
I forgot to put the pin in, but I can't put the pin in without taking the whole thing apart. So
it's going fucking like a crazy wobbly. It's like
that's what just happened to me. So I was like, okay. So I was like reading the thing, and all of a sudden I heard this loud pow, and the power flickered, and I was like, what the hell? And then went pow again, and it flickered, and then there was a pow, and then everything just went black, and I was like, oh fuck! I was like, what the hell was that? I was like, did I fuck up something? I wasn't even touching anything. It was just the wires hanging there. I was like, are they touching? I was like, no. I was like, what the hell? So I go outside. And I was like, it should just
trip the breaker, obviously, right?
Well, I was like, no, there's like no power at all to anything in the house. The breaker would have just killed, the room.
Yeah.
And I was like, oh fuck. I was like, well, let me look at the neighbors. So if their meter's off, then it's the block. I go over and look. I was like, okay, so theirs is off too, so it's not me. Okay. And then I see a fucking fire truck hauling ass.
Oh.
And I was like, oh shit. And I was like, okay. And it stopped like down the street. So I was like, it was just Jeffrey and I at the time. I was like, Jeffrey, get your shoes. We're going investigating. So I looked and they'd hosed off the big green, power box. And it was like smoking. And I was like, oh shit. So the neighbors out there, I was like, would you just pop? It was like scared the hell out of me. This is just like boom, boom. It was like, whatever shorted. It was like, I was like, oh, okay, shit. So I was like, okay, that's good. At least it wasn't me. Fuck.
Yeah.
So I was like, and then of course, Jeffrey's like, when's the power gonna be back on? I said, I don't fucking know. And then Smud comes rolling in, like, trucks, several trucks deep. They come hauling ass in there, which is our electric provider.
Yeah, yeah.
So I was like, all right, Jeffrey, they're probably going to switch us over to another, they'll probably just patch us over until they fix whatever's going on here. We're got to get home. He's like, why? I was like, because I got some time to put the fan up before I get a fucking surprise.
You got a window. You got a free window of your power being out that you could just work.
So I'd work the wires. I'd put it right up. And of course I was like, I hope I did it right because I can't tell if it's on until until it's on. So then the power came on right when I was like done with the fan. I was like, oh, perfect. Of course, I turned the power and I was like, nothing. I was like, oh wait, I had to pull the chain. Okay.
Oh yeah.
Okay, so we're good.
Is anybody using the chain on a regular basis?
Not that I know of. I mean, even the fan's on a dimming switch. I could just turn it full blast and then I just control it with the switch.
That's cool.
And the regular light part is I have a smart switch to Alexa. So then while we went out, the internet was out. Wasn't coming back on. I think because that portion is probably fed through whatever the part that blew, not the backup, whatever they were doing. So it was out or whatever happened. I don't know. So we had to turn the lights on, manually.
Heavens. So
the funny thing is Robin's like, hey, Jeffrey, can you turn on the light in the living room? He's like, how do I do that? Because it's like a fan. I have like a fan and a light portion of it. So you have to hit, light and then on the fan on. I mean, it's, I did it that way because it's, through Alexa, you can say turn the fan on or turn the light on, or turn it up, turn it down, whatever it is. But he was like, how do I do that? I was like, man, wow. Gotta be a kid.
You didn't have to get the flashlights out or the candles or anything like that.
No, fortunately it was during the day, so it was, it was like 3 p.m. when it blew, and they had it back up in about an hour for about almost 5 o'clock.
It's not bad.
No.
We had the issue one time. It was after some birthday party here. I was just like outside cleaning up in the front. Had the garage door, like getting everything in there, and the fucking transformer blew because there's our power pole is like in our thing, and a bird flew on it and fucking suicided. He unalived himself.
Oh, cross wires
on there, and literally it fucking shot his head off. This blue jay's head. It like I couldn't find it, but his body's just on the ground with no head, and like his feet were all black, and like his toes were blown out. Like he caught some serious voltage, but it took the entire block's power down. But when it hit there, it was like it was like a lightning strike of a flash of light and a huge noise. And I was outside. I was like, whoa. It's like, as we were getting shelled. But yeah, PG&E was, they came out. They had it fixed in a couple hours, but it was, I was like, well, we're going out to dinner tonight.
Yeah. I think that's what we did too. It's like, well, I mean, there's nothing.
Yeah.
Our TV excuse. And stuff's all through the internet, so it's like, nothing to do here. So let's just.
Nothing to do
Let's
here.
Go out to dinner.
Now, there was a time when consumer electronics, like they were just putting Alexas and Googles into every thing. Like just because they didn't ask themselves, just because we can, should we? They were just doing it. Yep. Now, is that still the case with like a ceiling fan that has a little speaker in it, or is that a thing?
I'm sure it is. I've had a
you're avoiding that
like
kind
that.
Of stuff.
Yeah, and it gets a pain in the ass because like the actual hub itself, the Alexa hubs itself, work just fine. But then when you have like this extra one, it starts getting confused.
It's too much. Yeah. I think that's where we're at now. I have what the problem is. I don't even know how this happens. I'm in the kitchen. And I'm cooking, and this is literally what I use the Google Home for 95% of the time. Hey, Google, set a timer for 15 minutes, like the fucking macaroni and cheese is boiling or whatever. But the
caught ya.
Did you hear it?
Yeah. Well, I decided
he was reading it back because I said fucking macaroni and cheese, and so it's instead of saying fucking, it bleeped itself out. It said. And it's called beep macaroni and cheese. I didn't know it could do that, but anyway. But the other one in the living room will pick it up.
Yeah, we have that problem too.
Okay.
We have one in the hallway. Actually, as I think about it, we do have one in the hallway. It's the thermostat that does.
Oh, the thermostat has a thing on it too.
Yeah.
But I mean, it knows what room I'm in, and like I'm looking at the device, so my voice is being like sent that way, but it's still. And then half the time, I'm like, how much time on the timer? And they're like, there's no timers running.
Yeah.
And I'm like, I want to rip you out and throw you into the street because that's how angry I am. So, but I will say that has trained me up to be a little bit of has leveled up my skill of my cooking skill. So I know, okay, I can taste some pasta and, this is a little bit, it needs another minute or two. You know, you kind of got to learn that sort of stuff. You can't always rely on the kicking it old school. Old school. As they say. But, yeah.
Oh, man.
What was, we had, the Unibomber died. I saw that.
When? Today?
Couple days ago. Ted Kaczynski.
I thought he's been dead.
He unalived himself. Suicide, I believe I read this morning.
Oh.
So, I don't know how does that happen so often? And is that one of those things where someone sees it happening, they're like, please don't.
Yeah, don't do that.
Please stop. That's, okay. Yeah. Or was it the thing like, who was the hedge fund guy that died by suicide?
Is it
Epstein?
Yeah.
Yeah. I don't think it was one of those situations.
No, he's been in prison for a while.
Yeah. He's the most expensive manhunt, and not to minimize anyone's loss of life or anything, but he only killed like 3 or 5 people with all his stuff. I'm like, we have people shooting up schools that are doing.
Remember the media at that point in time, like they had everyone scared to even like he could send it to you. It's like, oh shit, like
like don't open your mail.
Yeah, if you see a suspicious package, don't open it. It's like what?
Yeah. Did he inspire the Oklahoma City? I know that guy did some damage. The Oklahoma City bombings, because that was like at a hospital. Let me see. Now I don't know why. Here we go. I'm gonna look it up. Oh wow, it's on FBI.com. Let me see. Oh yeah, wow. That was Timothy McVeigh. Did the Oklahoma City?
That's right. It's been a while.
Yeah. What did I say? Ted Kaczynski, I believe, is the Unibomber,
yeah, he's the
right?
Unibomber, yeah.
Okay. So yeah, Oklahoma City bombings, 168 deaths, 680 injured. Wow. Oh, that was retaliation for the Waco massacre and anti-government sentiment.
With
kind of like what's happening. Yeah. Well, Trump got his ass indicted again. And his fucking lawyers quit like 2 seconds later. Which
I think this is no win battle. I'm out.
Yeah. Like, see ya. But he's Trump's starting all sorts of. There's a lot of rhetoric going around. Whenever I think that's coming up this week, right? When he's supposed to be arraigned at the courthouse.
I think I don't really follow it too much because it's like
it's just too much. Yeah, it's probably a good, healthier mental health exercise to just keep it at arm's length plus away. It just just weighs on you too much.
It's always
just,
something. It's like,
fucking annoying. And then the people are like, "Oh, he can still campaign from jail if he's in prison or whatever." I'm like, "Really? What are we talking about here?"
Yeah, I know. You're like, "What?"
He's just grifting campaign donations left and right after this. I'm sure firing off emails.
Yeah, taking it to the bank, just like him and the Oakland A's owner, just grafting to people,
just grifting. Yeah, we're bringing full circle. We're back to the A's now.
Back to
and
the A's.
Their failed, seemingly potentially failing attempt to head to Vegas, but
can't even do that right.
can't even. Yeah, I don't know. I guess if they're not going to support a bigger, I guess MLB would have to come in and force him to sell the organization.
Yeah, which I think they can. I mean, they've made people do it before.
Okay. Yeah, why? It seems odd that they're not stepping in a little bit more heavy-handed here.
Yeah, I know. Is he giving Manfred kickbacks?
I'm sure something like that. There's something going on.
Yeah.
And the A's are fucking on the teat with the
small market
revenue sharing.
But yeah.
Yeah. Fucking crooks.
I mean, they got a big market. They spend some money. It's not the people. I mean, who wants to go spend that much money to watch a loser?
Yeah. And they've had exceptional talent as well, but they just keep giving it to the Yankees.
Or whoever, the MLB.
Yeah. They're like the 4A team. The one of the only 4A teams in the MLB.
It's like the Walmart of the MLB.
Exactly. Exactly. Well, what do you think, CERN? Think we did it again this week?
I think we did it again.
We made it happen. Instead of kicking it to the vault, we came together. We did a live episode for you all this week. So, spread, go tell it on the mountain. Tell your friends.
Scream it from the
friends and
mountaintops.
family.
Chip and Cern Show.
Mm-hmm. Shoot us an email.
Chip and Cern Show, gmail.com.
There you go. We didn't overthink it at all.
It's not something we ever do.
Yeah. Yes. Think? Sometimes. Occasionally. But we only have a couple weeks left until one of the marquee Chip and Cern Show events of the year, the 4th of July pool party situation. Always good for a solid and an easy episode for us.
Oh yeah.
Rehashing. That will be a good one for certain. For certain. Actually, that one might isn't 4th of July like on a Monday or something? Tuesday. Okay. We could bring it as close to live as possible, potentially on that one. We shall see. But summer school's out for the summer.
School's
at
out.
Your house as well.
Margaritas.
Okay. Ooh, at least 4.
4 minimum. 4 drink minimum.
3 margaritas gonna put it in my puss. Pop, 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 pop. I was fucking. I can't. How can you not listen to that song? That's the banger of the summer. The Margarita song. Check it out.
It is.
Check it out. But as you listen to it, just be shaking up some margaritas and just think about how far you're trying to go. How many margaritas are you trying to get tonight? At least 1. Maybe 2, maybe 3. See how crazy it gets. Crazy it gets.
Crazy enough for 4? I don't know.
Crazy enough for 4?
Or maybe 5.
Just put that shaker down. 4 is good. 4 is good. Salted on the rim, of course.
Of course. Yeah, that's
of course. Yeah, must. Anyway, till next time. I'm Chip.
I'm CERN.
Cheers.